Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 27th of March, 1985. And the title is The Karmateet Stage. Today, Bab Dada especially went on a tour to see the children everywhere. You have been going around on many tours everywhere on the path of devotion. So today, Bab Dada also went on a tour of all the places of the true Brahmins. He saw all the places of the children and also the stages of the children. All the places were decorated in their own different ways. Some were attractive with physical facilities, and some were attractive with the vibrations of tapasya. Some were attractive with their renunciation and elevated fortune. That is, they were attractive with their simplicity and greatness. Some were also visible as ordinary. Baba saw all varieties of place where there is remembrance of God. What stages did Baba see? In this too, Baba saw different stages of Brahmin children. Father Brahma went to see what extent children have made their preparations according to the time. Father Brahma said, children are ever ready and free from all bondage. They are yogyukt and liberated in life. They are just waiting for time. Are you ready to this extent? Is it that your preparations are made and you are just waiting for time? Bab and Dada had a heart-to-heart conversation. Father Shiva said, having gone on a tour, Baba saw to what extent children have become free from bondage, to what extent they have become yogyukt. Because only a soul who is free from bondage can experience liberation in life. Not to have any limited supports means to have stepped away from bondages. If there are any supports of any type, whether small or large, physical or subtle, in your thoughts or in your actions, then you cannot step away from those bondages. So, Father Brahma was especially taken on a tour to be shown this. What did he see? The majority are free from the large bondages. You have stepped away from the bondages and ropes that are clearly visible. However, some extremely subtle bondages and ropes still now remain, and they cannot be seen or recognized except with a deep and subtle intellect. Nowadays, scientists are able to see subtle things with a powerful glass. They cannot see them ordinarily. Similarly, with the subtle power of discernment, you can see those subtle bondages, or you can recognize them with a deep and subtle intellect. If you look at them superficially, then because of not seeing or recognizing them, you continue to consider yourself to be free from bondage. Father Brahma checked those subtle supports. He saw two types of maximum support. One is an extremely subtle form of subtle support of service companions. In this too, he saw many types of them. Because of being cooperative in service, because of being instruments for growth in service, because of having some specialty or special virtue, because of having harmony in a particular sanskar, or because of giving some extra help from time to time, because of such reasons, the external form is that they are cooperative service companions. However, because of having special subservience, a form of subtle attachment is created. What is the result of this? You forget that these are gifts from the Father. You think that so and so is a very good cooperative person with a good specialty and is victorious. But occasionally you forget that it is the Father who made that one like that. If the intellect is dependent on someone, even in your thoughts, then that dependency becomes a support. Because they are cooperative in the corporeal form, then at a time of need, instead of remembering the Father, you would remember that person. If the physical support entered your awareness for even 2 to 4 minutes, would you remember the support of the Father at that time? Secondly, if the link of the pilgrimage of remembrance breaks for even 2 to 4 minutes, then after it has broken, you would need to make effort to connect it again, because it would no longer be constant. Instead of your heart being dependent on the Comforter of hearts, it would become dependent on someone else due to one reason or another. I like talking to this one. I like sitting with this one. To say this one in particular means something is not quite right. To have the thought this one in particular means to have something lacking. In fact, I like everyone, but I like this one better. To have spiritual love for everyone, to speak to them and to give and take cooperation in service with them is a different matter. Look at their specialties, look at their virtues, but do not put in between that only this one's virtue is very good. These words, only this one, spoil everything. It is called attachment. Then, even though the external form may be of service, knowledge, or yoga, you still say, I want to have yoga with this one. Only this one's yoga is good. These words, only this one, should not be used. Only this one can be cooperative and service. I only want this companion. So, do you understand what the sign of attachment is? Therefore, remove these words. Only this one. All are good. Look at their specialties. Be cooperative and make them cooperative. However, although it is only a small extent initially, it then grows and takes on a big, fearsome form. Then, even if you yourself want to become free from that, you cannot do that because the string has become very strong. At first, it is very subtle, but then it becomes strong. And so it becomes difficult to break it. Only the one Father is the support. No human soul is a support. The Father makes anyone an instrument to be cooperative. But do not forget the one who made that person an instrument. The Father made that person an instrument. When the Father is in the middle, then because He is there, there is no sin. When the Father is taken away from being in between, there is sin committed. So, the first thing about support is this. The second thing is that you make one physical facility or another your support. When we have the facilities, there is service. When there is a little fluctuation with the facilities, then the service also fluctuates. To use the facilities is a different matter, but to have service controlled by the facilities is to make the facilities your support. The facilities are for the growth of service. Therefore, use those facilities for service in that way. Do not make the facilities your support. Only the one Father is the support. The facilities are perishable. To make the physical facilities your support means that just as the facilities are perishable, your stage will also be similar. Sometimes very high, sometimes in the middle, and sometimes low. It keeps changing. Your stage will not remain constantly imperishable. So secondly, do not consider the perishable facilities to be your support. They are just there in name. They are there for service. Use them for service and become detached. Your mind should not be attracted to the attraction of the facilities. So, Baba saw that you have made these two types of support your foundation. Since you have to reach your karmateet stage, you have to go beyond and be detached from every person, everything, and every bondage of karma. This is called the karmateet stage. To be karmateet doesn't mean to be detached from performing actions, but to be detached from the bondage of karma, to perform action while detached. That is, to be detached from the action. The karmateet stage means the stage that is free from bondage, yogyukt, and liberated in life. Baba especially saw that from time to time, some children become weak in the power of discernment. They are unable to discern, and this is why they are deceived. Because they are weak in the power to discern, the love of their intellect is not able to remain stable. Where there is stability, the power to discern automatically increases. To be stable and concentrated means to be constantly lost in love of the one Father. The sign of stability and concentration is that you would experience a stable stage of constantly flying. This doesn't mean that only when it is the same speed all the time is it stable. Stable means constantly to experience the flying stage. To be stable in that, it means to be able to experience a higher percentage than it was yesterday. This is called the flying stage. So, the power to discern is extremely essential for self-progress and for progress in service. Because you are weak in the power to discern, you don't consider your weakness to be a weakness. Instead, in order to hide your weakness, you either try to prove yourself right or you are stubborn. These two things are special ways of trying to hide something. Internally, you would sometimes realize this too, but because of not fully having the power to discern, you always try to prove yourself to be right and clever. Do you understand? You have to become karmateet. Do you not? You want to claim a number. Do you not? Therefore, check yourself. Become very yogyukt and imbibe the power to discern. Let your intellect be stable and concentrated, and then check yourself. Then, whatever subtle weaknesses there are, you will be able to see them clearly. It should not be that you think, I am absolutely right. I am moving along very well. I alone will become karmateet, and that when the time comes, these subtle bondages will not allow you to fly. They pull you towards themselves. Then, What would you do at that time? If a person is tied, then if he wanted to fly, would he be able to fly or would he be brought down? Therefore, these subtle bondages should not become a bondage to your claiming a number, going home with the Father, or to your becoming ever ready. This is why Father Brahma was checking what you consider to be support is not a support, but a royal string. Similarly, there is the example of the golden deer. Where did it lead Sita? So these bondages are the golden deer. To consider those to be gold means to lose your elevated fortune. They are not gold, but they mean to lose out. She lost Rama, that is, she lost the cottage that was free from sorrow. Father Brahma has special love for the children, and this is why he wants to see the children become ever ready and free from bondage like him all the time. You saw the scene of being free from bondage, did you not? How long did he take to become ever ready? Did he become tied in bondage to anyone? Did he remember anyone? Where is so and so? Because she is a service companion. Did he remember that? So you saw the part of being ever ready, the part of the karmateet stage. To the extent that he had deep love for the children, so he was accordingly loving and detached. He received the call and he left. However, it was Father Brahma who had the most love for all the children. To the extent that he was loving, he was detached. You saw him step away from everything. When anything you are cooking is nearly ready, it stops sticking to the sides. So, to become complete means to leave the sides. To leave the sides means to have stepped away. The support is only the one, imperishable support. Do not make any person, any material comfort, or possession your support. This is called being karmateet. Do not ever hide anything. When you hide something, it increases even more. That situation is not big, but to the extent that you hide it, the more you are increasing that situation. The more you try to prove yourself right, the more you increase that situation. The more stubborn you become, the more you increase that situation. Therefore, do not increase that situation, but end it while it is still in its small form. Then it will be easy and you will be happy. This situation came up, but I overcame it and became victorious. Therefore, you would have that happiness. Do you understand? Double foreigners are those who have the zeal and enthusiasm to attain the karmateet stage. Are you not? So, Father Brahma is giving special subtle sustenance to the double foreign children. This is sustenance of love because Father Brahma created you children by specially invoking you. You have been created through the thoughts of Father Brahma. It is said that Brahma created the world through his thoughts, that such a big world was created through the thoughts of Father Brahma. So, you are the special souls who have been created by the thoughts of Father Brahma invoking you. So, you are specially loved, are you not? Father Brahma understands that you have the zeal and enthusiasm to make vast effort and come first. They, Bap and Dada, were speaking of especially decorating everything with the specialties of the double foreign children. You do ask questions, but you also understand quickly because you are especially sensible. This is why the Father is signaling you to become free from bondage and loving like Him. He's telling this to all of you children. The Father has all Brahmin children, whether from this land or abroad, in front of Him. Acha, today Baba is having a heart-to-heart conversation. You were told that this year's result is very good compared to last year's. This proves that you will grow, that you are souls who will go into the flying stage. A signal to become perfect yogis is given to those who are seen to be worthy of that. Acha? To the souls who are constantly free from the bondage of karma and are yogyukt, to the children who always make the One Father their support, to the children who always step away from even subtle weaknesses, to the powerful children who are able to discern with stability and concentration, to the children who step away from the perishable support of any person or possession, to the special children who remain stable in the stage of being liberated in life and the karmateet stage. Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Blessing, may you be one who has unlimited disinterest and use the facilities while being immune and detached. To be one with unlimited disinterest means not to have attachment to anyone and always loving to the Father. This stage of being loving makes you detached. If you are not loving to the Father, you cannot become detached. You would have attachment instead. Those who are loving to the Father are beyond all attractions. That is, they are detached. This is called the stage of being immune. They are those who are not affected by any limited attractions. Use your creation and facilities while immune to them. Only those who have such unlimited disinterest are Raj Rishis. Slogan: let there be honesty and cleanliness in the heart, and the Lord will be pleased. Om Shanti.